Happy Wednesday. I'm here for an update on my fast. I'm currently doing a liquid fast that consists of, well, right now I'm doing mostly smoothies and I've done soups. I also incorporate water, of course. I haven't had any coconut water because there hasn't really been any, but I've been really wanting some coconut, like fresh coconut water. And also juices. I plan on doing some juicing this weekend. I really haven't been in the mood to juice because of it's a lot of work in my opinion. Yeah, it's kind of messy, so I just haven't been feeling like making any juices. But I plan on this weekend, like I said. But I'm on day 11, and I'm doing fine overall. Of course, with fasting, a lot of things come up as far as feelings and emotions and cravings and things of that nature. But one thing that I can say is that it makes me appreciate food more in this basic, just for what it is, just a piece of fruit, a piece of a pear, a banana, or whatever. I appreciate the wholeness of it, and it's actually better to eat it like just as it is versus changing it up by blending it. So it's actually better to eat it whole. So it makes me appreciate food even more, and I notice that I become um, better in my choices and what's best for me once I get off the fast. I don't tend to go back. Um, I don't. My habits change. It progresses as I do a fast. Um, but it makes me love salads even more and more. Like, I don't get tired of salads. Some people may get tired of them, but I don't, because when you eat a lot of salads in your diet, you become creative and you make very delicious salads. They're not like the typical ones that you'll get at a restaurant or whatever. You can put all kinds of things in it. My favorite salad to make is, of course, like romaine or something like a leafy green. And I like to put green onions, and I like to put cilantro and tomatoes, avocado, um, sun-dried tomatoes, raisins, hemp seeds. That normally is one of my favorite mixtures to do. Um, you get that sweet and salt. I love that. I love pates. And for those who don't know what pate is, it's pretty much, it's kind of like a filler, meat filler, quote unquote, where you can blend up different seeds, like particularly sunflower seeds or pumpkin seeds or whatever, and make um, kind of like a consistency. If you ever had like a carrot tuna, or you can have like a raw taco or whatever like that, where you can get like walnuts, soak them and blend it or chop it up, and you have like a meat or whatever like that. You can make it in any way you want. Or you can have like a mock chicken salad. It's not, but I really don't like calling it that. But I just say pate. But that it may remind people of that if you when you like put some of the ingredients that you would put into like a chicken salad or stuff like that. But I like stuff like that also. Um, but when you start incorporating more of that type of food into your diet, and then you go on a fast, well, for me, it makes me appreciate that stuff even more. I don't really revert. Now, don't get me wrong, you still get cravings for things. And one thing I notice is that I start thinking, and this happened to me last fast, I start thinking about things that I ate when I was younger. So that's how you know that this food is tied to your emotions. And when you are, maybe like when I'm in a more heightened, like a more stressed environment or stress situation or whatever, you start craving things that used to give you a sense of comfort, like sweets. Like, I was thinking about honey buns, and I'm like, I haven't eaten honey buns in a long time. Um, Even though I wouldn't eat it, like I wouldn't eat it now. Like, I have no desire to eat it, but you just think about it because it's like a, like I say, a trigger. You think about things that gave you comfort. I remember even like recently when I used to um, eat more processed foods and vegan, so more processed vegan foods or processed uh, alternatives that are like mock meats and stuff like that. Um, like I used to love going to here in Wilmington, Delaware. It we have a Capriati's or whatever, and they do have like vegetarian options. And I used to love getting it because I love sandwiches. That's what I used to I love. I love subs. I don't eat that no more. Of course, I don't eat meat, bread, but that's what I used to like. When I used to have a long day at work, I used to tell my husband, "Can you please go get me some capriati's or something like that?" It'd just be a long day, and I just want something. Like it's just like you felt like you had a long day. You just want something, or like get like a vegan cupcake, and things like that. But I haven't eaten any bread in a long time, and I really don't have a desire to because I was speaking with a sister and she mentioned that it's addictive, and it is addictive, and that's the reason why don't have any desire to go back to eating bread because it's very addictive and it clogs you up, you know. Um, I believe that's the weakness of a lot of people: breads and sweets. I used to love to eat pasta and all that stuff. So you start thinking about things like it comes like when things come up like it. For me, I start thinking about things that I used to crave, but it's not. But in my conscious mind, it's like I have no desire to eat it, but my mind is like it comes up in my mind. So that's something to think about. And for those who are fasting or have done fast, have you experienced that? Um, because I definitely have. Despite the fact I know that it's not good for my body, it will tear my stomach up. I will feel very funny. But it's just interesting how your mind works and how you have to do a lot of reprogramming. But as I was as I may have mentioned in the previous videos, and you may have heard it from other people, raw foods bring out more emotions. When you're eating a lot of fresh produce and incorporating more of that into your diet, it leaves you with who the true essence of who you are and having to deal with the emotions of that. But it also creates a balance in the time to reflect, a time of reflection, and how you can handle things better. I say that when you have feelings that are coming up, feel those feelings and journal them and reflect on them and see where it's coming from and where may the root of that trigger come from. Because it may, even though it may be a reaction, you may have an emotional moment. The reaction, what you reacted to may not even be what you're really reacting to. It may be something that's way deeper than that, from like a past feeling, from that stems from childhood, and that's always something that I keep in the back of my mind. That a lot of times things that cause us that create something to come up, that may have triggered it, but a lot of times it's something deeper than that. It really has nothing to do with that particular situation. And that's why when you're fasting and you have family and friends around, it's very important to have a support system. But it's also important for them to understand that you may go through some moods, that you may go through some moods, and if they can bear with you, that would be wonderful. But at the same time, be knowledgeable of your actions or whatnot too. Because the biggest thing is to control how you respond to it. But as far as with me, I feel way better today. I've been feeling better since yesterday. Ever since I started my cycle, I've been feeling better, which is interesting because, maybe 10 years ago, I would have said, oh, I'm ready for my cycle to be over with. I'm ready, I'm cramping, I'm this, I'm that. But I see the beauty in it, and like I said, you see renewal, see it as renewal, birth, And I think that's a big theme for me right now. It may be a theme for a lot of people. And I was reading a book that I had shown yesterday, this right here, Overcoming an Angry Vagina, um, Journey to Moon Wellness by Queen of Fool. I really like this book. I read the first page of it because it was relevant, but then I went on and continued to read the whole, I guess, section on rebirth, the rebirth portion, and it talks about like rebirthing your ideas and your um, rebirthing your visions and things that you want to do that serves your purpose. And I feel like that's so relevant for me, and it may be relevant for other people too. And it really inspired me because part of my intentions for the new moon is to focus more time for me and what my purpose really is, and to dedicate time each day to that so that I can have a more fulfilling life. And I feel like I'm in the midst of doing that, but it's very beautiful when you see it. But it's really deep when you start, when in this book, she talks about, Queen of Fool talks about, and I highlighted things. Queen of Fool talks about, of course, seeing your vision as a child that you're conceived, like a child you conceive, and things like that, and how you go through the gestation period and stuff. To me, that makes a lot of sense or whatnot. You have to treat just like you would care for your child and make sure that it's nourished and make sure that you treat it with love and care. You have to do that for your purpose and for your vision. You have to do that. You have to be focused on it despite what turbulence is going on in your life. And that's something that's a good reminder that I was reading. There's some things that really trip me out, because if anybody knows about numerology, that's just pretty much just a study of numbers and how numbers carry energy. And each of us have our own birth date, and you could pretty much and that birth date carries energy. And with that, you can, when you understand that, you can pay more attention to the symbols around you in regards to numbers, and also it can help guide you into your life path and your life purpose, by understanding numbers and understanding what numbers are very relevant to you in your life. And for me, I might do a whole separate video on numerology, but just to keep it real simple, each of us go through a life. Each of us have a life path, and that's pretty much what is your driven purpose. And my life path is a 5, which is also, it correlates to the sign of Leo, which I am a Leo, and it's all about change and all about freedom and experience and travel. So it's kind of interesting that I'm going through what I'm going through now. And when I look at the whole scope of me, as far as from an astrological point of view and numerology and everything like that, it kind of makes sense why things are happening to me the way they're happening to me. You would think when you look at me on the outside, I seem so conservative and well put together and this and that, but inside is just a very fiery, very someone that's full of I can't even explain it. Just think of like a lion that's just ready to just take on the world or whatever like that. That's really what's inside of me, even though on the outside I seem very conservative and very introverted and quiet and things of that nature. But when you look at my rising sign, which is how people perceive you and the first impression of you, is a Virgo. So it kind of makes sense. And I feel like that's part of the reason why I've been able to withstand the things that I've been going through, despite the fact of me, the true essence of who I am is not someone who is supposed to be confined in one spot, but that Virgo aspect of me helps me stay grounded and helps me get through it. But back to what I was saying about numerology, um, my life cycle, my life path is a 5, and each year, everyone has their own life cycle that they're going through each year. And I'm in my life cycle number 8. Um, and next year is 9. And 9 represents completion, endings. And I think it's interesting because when I was reading this in regards to like birthing your vision, rebirthing your vision and things of that nature, she talks about carrying your vision. She says, you are growing, be confident, your vision is getting stronger. Continue to act on faith and know that all you will need to bring forth your work will be given to you as you grow into your true self through pure natural living and being. The gestation period for your vision could take a minimum of 9 weeks and as long as 9 months. The number 9 represents completion, coming of age, going full circle, indicating that your vision has fully ripened. Below are activities to strengthen your body, mind, and spirit during the gestation period. And then she gives a list of things to do to keep you, keep you in alignment to your vision, for example, being surrounded by people who you want to emulate, like-minded people, taking training, volunteering in the field of your calling, embellish and perfect your plans. And that's something that I did today. I did more working on my plans, which I was very happy about. I was like, because not even a couple of months ago, very recently, probably last week, I was talking about how I don't have enough time to do stuff. So I'm very proud of myself in the sense of taking the time to really sit down and do more work on as far as my plan for my purpose, which is very important. But she also talks about keeping your body well nourished and cleansed daily, exercising, right, giving thanks. A lot of these things I do, but there's other things that I definitely need to do more of and work more on. But I just thought it was interesting that when I was reading this, she wrote in here, the gestation for your vision could take a minimum of 9 weeks and as long as 9 months. And the number 9 represents completion. And next year is my life cycle. I'm going to be in year 9, which is some things I'm going to have to let go next year. I'm going to have to let go of some things that are not, that have already served its purpose, and it's time for me to prepare for the new beginnings of 1, because 1 represents new beginnings. So that's something that I'm really interested in, and I just thought that was interesting. But it seemed like I just went from, all of this is connected, because I feel like I went from talking about fasting to talk about my vision, but I feel like all of that is connected. And I feel like when you get your mind, body, soul, and all of that right, then it's all comes together, because everything's connected. It's like a circle, 360. So there was something else that I had wanted to bring up that really stood out to me. She talks about detoxing. That's the thing that I wanted to bring up. She says, be a conscious woman or man, you must perform the work that is your purpose. Detox and purify your body so that you can be ready to recognize yourself and your work. As a reward for your purification efforts, your mission will come through loud and clear. You can unleash and birth the gift of your right and correct work on earth, work that uplifts, restores, empowers, and transfers humanity into the true nature of goodness. So that's why it's very good to do fasting, because it makes you more connected to yourself. It makes your visions more clear. It makes you more creative. To me, it's just beneficial for me. But that's all that I have for now. Um, Overall, I've been doing okay. I do have my moments, my frustrations, but in the end, I always see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I hope that you all have a wonderful day. And thank you for watching.